Hey everyone, this is Sam, and today I'm going to show you guys the most effective level up tactics, player loadout, and combat tips for Ys 9 Monstrum Nox. We're going to use taking damage as a resource to succeed, as crazy as that sounds. Instead of avoiding damage, we're going to welcome it, and we're going to combine a certain set of equipment, skills, and make us stronger as we get closer and closer to death. Like, we'll literally be 1 HP away from dying most of the fight, but we'll actually never go down. We're gonna hover between 1 to 11 HP while being insanely buffed, but never go down. And when you play this way, Inferno is no issue. You can constantly fight bosses under level, and the gameplay is going to be incredibly fast paced and it's going to be rewarding. So it makes level up much faster, especially when you're grinding. Alright, so if you enjoyed today's tutorial, please add a like. Also, you can click the playlist in the description or in the card above for more Ys 9 tutorials all year long in terms of this JRPG and other JRPGs I'll be covering throughout the year. So, to begin with, Ys 9 on higher difficulties like Inferno or Lunatic, you go down incredibly quickly. We're talking like you take 1 or 2 hits and you're gonna lose majority of your health. Obviously, to heal in this game, you have to pause and then select the remedy, use it, and you get your health back. Now, if you fight that way, it's a war of attrition. But if you constantly do healing, you take major damage, but you come back, heal yourself. Eventually, you build up your boost meter. You will win the fight. Is it gonna be slow? Is it gonna be war of attrition? Yes, but you don't want to play this way. It's not fun, right? I mean, you'll finish the game, but it's not going to be fun. So I'm going to show you how to be fun and incredibly fast paced and play like a crazy person. So what you want to do is, starting out, especially early game, you want to pick up the equipment black belt, which allows you to endure a fatal blow with 1 HP remaining. And then you can also get the red cape in early game, which is going to increase your damage as you lower your health. You can try to use a hawk in this, where you use a skill Fractus Knives. So that's going to set you up excellently. Because this knife skill, as long as you're locked onto the target, you can throw the knives, trigger the skill away from the target, and the knives will track the target, as you can see here, because I'm locked onto it. So I don't even have to aim. I can just throw these knives in a general direction while being locked on, and they're gonna, hone their own way into the target. And this goes great with the endurance belt, because you can see as I take damage, I don't go down. I get 1 health. Obviously, I have to pause and heal, but you'll be like, Sam, we'll be doing so much healing and we'll be wasting all our resources. No. You're gonna heal with the cheapest ingredient in the game. Just heal with an apple, because it only gives you 10 HP, yes, but once it gives you 10 HP, well, you have 11. But if you get hit again, it doesn't matter if you get hit by the strongest attack in the game, you're gonna go from 11 to 1 because of the endurance belt. So you can see as I'm dodging around at 11, I'm hitting way harder now because of the red cape. Remember, the lower my health is, the harder I hit. So I'm going to hit really hard now, so my boost meter is going to build very quickly. And you might think I'm at danger at 11 health, but I'm not. Because if I take a hit, and that's if I take a hit, if I don't dodge it, I go to 1 health, so I go back and I heal myself with the cheapest ingredient in the game that I can have like 99 of very easily. I go back to 11 health, but now I hit way harder. You can see my boost meter is already way filled because of the buff. So when an enemy does like an ultimate attack, or a boss does a powerful attack, now I'm going to trigger my boost and I'm going to go into boost mode. And as I'm in boost mode, I'm getting healed. So even though the healing seems trivial here, I go from like maybe 11 to 35, but it doesn't matter, right? Because if he hits me during my boost phase, I'm not going to die. I'm just going to go back to 1 HP again and then get healed again. So now I'm in very low health, which is actually what I want. We want to be in low health, because now I hit way harder, and you can see my boost meter is boosting up really quickly. And I'm also throwing the Fractal Knives, so I'm not really in any danger. So I heal myself with a potato. I go from 1 to 11. I already have full boost. So now when I'm in boost, I'm technically invincible because of the endurance belt. And you can see, rinse and repeat. The enemy stands no chance, and now he goes down. I can literally trigger boost all the time and hit way harder because of this. And I'm fighting under level, fighting on way harder difficulties, Inferno, Lunatic, Nightmare, doesn't matter. So here is the full unedited boss fight as reference. I consider this the Reaver gameplay style. And initially, early game, like before level 30, Hawk is pretty good for this. Cat is okay too, but as you're getting comfortable with this style, I suggest start out with Hawk with the endurance belt and and the red cover, because the knife throwing skill just makes this way easier. You're going to be constantly away from danger, and the range of the knives is quite long. It's not like infinite. I can't throw it from too far away, but you can see I'm throwing from a relatively safe distance, so it's not really going to get me. And once again, I actually want to take a hit initially, so the lower my health, the harder I hit. And it really comes down to hitting harder is important, obviously, but the biggest thing is as I hit harder, my boost meter comes up faster. And you can see, when I become 1 health, I just take the cheapest healing item I have, and like I'm invincible right now. Like it doesn't matter. 11 health looks bad, but now when you play with this approach, it's like exactly what I want. You can see the knives are really hurting. He's already like almost 1/3 of his health are gone actually. And I'm in no danger of dying. And I'm not even switching to my other team members. Like later, as you guys get used to this style, and then later tutorials you guys will see from me on Ys 9 is how to create perfect synergy with this alongside your teammates, and how to set up Cat and Ado to perfectly complement this style of play. But you can see, sure, I take a hit, I don't go down, and it's just back to this. Early game, this is relatively easy to do. Now it takes a little bit more micromanaging as you get into the late game, because obviously once I got to level 25 plus, I just turned the game to full out Lunatic, and I fought low Lunatic difficulty. I fought constantly under level, and I was still able to pull this off. But at that point, you're gonna need to use more of your teammates. But as you start out the game early, just try this out with Hawk, get comfortable with it, and I think even when you're doing this, you can already get to Aoife. So I do go down once in a while, but like, what does that matter? Because I can also use the cheapest revive item in the game. Like, I can revive myself with 100 HP, which seems trivial, but it's not. That's exactly how I want it. So now I come back with 100 HP, which is what I want, with very little health, so I can get my boost meter. Watch how fast my boost meter goes up. So he hits me again, I just go back to the apple. So doing this early game in Nightmare is no challenge, and Inferno is a little bit harder, but you can still do it. Lunatic gets a little bit harder late mid game, but you can just, I'll show you how to do this with Lunatic later. You can rotate through your team, but get used to this style first, and you honestly, I never had problems fighting any bosses in this, because sure, I might have to revive very little. If I have to revive, it's my fault. Like, I'm not playing carefully enough, but I can buy the cheapest revive item and the cheapest healing item, and I'll be good to go because of the way my equipment is set up and this approach is. Like, look at him, he has 80% of his health gone, and I have used nothing but apples and super cheap black fig, the ham thing, revive, which is incredibly easy to get. I can get 99 of those when I go to my maid at the home base instantly. Alright, so if you got any questions, leave it in the comment section. I look forward to showing you guys more advanced Ys tutorials. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll speak to you guys again very soon.